We're back. Every day. I said it'd be every day. I'm sticking to it. Yesterday, had this torrential downpour here, and I was in here. Tom came in, who's part-time, my friend of mine, who been coming in the shop with his son a bunch, and a few months back, I think it was around the time the Celtics won NBA Finals, he kind of pitched me on, if you need a few hours every week, I can help you out, and he has been. So 5 to 7 helped me close, and during that time, someone came in with a binder of, basketball, like the perfect era for me. Like, I'm a sucker for mid-90s, early 2000s basketball cards. Now, I think everybody's a sucker for the 03-04 Topps and Topps Chrome, the LeBron, Melo, Darko Milicic. Just kidding. That draft class, those cards are pretty valuable. So that came in. I kind of just walked the guy through. These are cool. I love these cards, but unfortunately, there's always an unfortunately. They're in this binder. I can just see from not even looking closely that a corner on almost every card has an issue. Therefore, if you sent these in, you're guaranteed to not get a 10, probably not get a 9. So right there off the bat, it's kind of anchoring the deal if there was going to be one. And, he's like, yeah. I had him in the bottom of this bin with clothing, and, they were kept out of the light. It's just that we were always taught back in the day to put all our cards just raw into sleeves in a binder as kids anyway. And then we grow up and we learn better, put it in a penny sleeve, put it in a top loader. Now we have these really cool binders that are top loader binders. So you can put them in the hard plastic. Like, let's see if I got something here. So you'd go penny sleeves first. And then, they're in the top loader, the harder plastic. And then those go in a binder, and it's 9 cards per page. It's a bigger binder, but that guarantees you take the card in and out. You're not damaging the card. It stays in the hard plastic, so you're not going to ding any corners, mess up the surface. Now, that doesn't mean that out of the factory, the card didn't have like a print line or a dimple or some kind of nonsense, right? So you can't guarantee that. No guarantees in life, right? And he said, yeah, I got this one other card in the door of my truck. And I was like, all right, bring it in. I'm here. I'll look at anything. And this card, it was a Shaq first day issue, and it was like a 94 Stadium Club, so not his rookie year. And I said, he's like, it's only been in this case. I bought it at a flea market when I was like 16, so years ago. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, it's probably like a 6, even though it's been in this case. A 10, this card in a 10 last sold like 115. So even in a gem mint 10, that card was only $100 basically, which is like the watermark that we use here if we're going to send anything, because it costs $20 to slab the card. So $20 plus 50 plus days of your time, you're hoping that the return is going to be $80, and then that's not counting how much you paid for the card. So that all factors into a deal. And, this guy was cool about it. He's like, man, I kind of thought some of these would be worth a whole lot more, but I understand. He's like, I do stocks and, crypto and this and that. So just trying to move the stuff along. I think he's going to bring in like a box or a tote. He showed me. He was like, it's only this big. And I was like, as long as it's not multiple totes. He's like, I trust you. He was a connection through Tom, so you can have it here, look through it, let me know. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad, because I want to usually just do a quick flip through and say, mostly sight unseen here. I've seen a couple things I like. Here's the offer. Take it or leave it. It's a quicker way to transact. I take a little risk because it could be all commons, but I also take the risk that I could find an awesome card in there, and then it benefits me. It's a cash deal. This person doesn't have to take this tote home. Everybody is generally happy. A win-win, if you will. So I think that guy's going to come back with the cards. That's pretty exciting. That was kind of what happened end of day yesterday. I was trying to get through a lot of video editing, so I didn't have not a ton of time going through like sports stuff. The Red Sox are sliding as I expected, just a little later than I expected. They're like on a 5-game losing streak. I'm just going to declare the Red Sox dead. They're dead. Playoff hopes dead. August 27th. I'm calling it 9:25 a.m. I believe they lost both games of the doubleheader. Yeah, so that might be 6 in a row. Cool fact though. Danny Jansen, the Sox new catcher, he was the first player in MLB history to play for two teams in the same game. So it was a rain delay game. He was with the Blue Jays at the time. He was at bat. The game got delayed because of rain, maybe lightning. Then the game got picked up just yesterday, but in between those months of the game starting and now the game picking back up, he got traded to the Red Sox, and he was catching the at-bat that he was taking part in. So they had to obviously pinch hit for him in the Blue Jays lineup. But a cool, fun trivia fact down the road, who is the only Major League player to play for 2 different teams in the same game? Danny Jansen. Mark it. Cooper Flagg, who is an absolute stud out of Newport, Maine, repping for the 207. He just signed a deal with New Balance, and he, just is going to be the number 1 pick in the 2025 draft. He hasn't even played a minute of college basketball. He's going to Duke next year, going to be a one and done. We all are sending good vibes. Just, any time with a player like that, just want him to stay healthy. That's it. Stay healthy, work, show what you can do. You don't have to set the world on fire, but that's what he's been doing. Rucker Park, AAU, high school, like he's won everything. He's 6'9", 17 going on 18, I believe, year-old kid, man-child. He can shoot it. He's incredible to watch. The Celtics are just licking their chops trying to find a way to dump a bunch of players to get him at number 1 overall, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll end up with, a lottery team. Obviously, whoever has the first pick. If you're not picking Cooper Flagg, I don't know what you're doing. But he put out a cool video, or New Balance did, and he put it out on his Instagram of him just shooting hoops in the driveway. Presumably it probably is his driveway in Newport, Maine, and it said like 6:14 a.m. And then there's a kid who, rides his bike up, throws a paper, delivers a paper, and it's a big, spread of Cooper Flagg. I think it says the intelligent choice. And that is, let's see. Now New Balance, they got Ohtani. They got some guys. They're trying to make a push into basketball, kind of like how Steph did with Under Armour. He's got the Currys, but those are Under Armour shoes. Cooper Flagg, excited to watch that guy play. Gonna try to get him in the shop at some point. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but hey, just our luck. He'll be in here, do an appearance, signing. He's a kid from Maine. Me too. So I've got that going for me. I'm sure through my network, somebody knows someone that would say, hey, no big fanfare, just come hang out for like 30 minutes. Let's chop it up on the podcast. Maybe sign a couple things, take a photo, and you're out. Because I think if we did like a whole signing, that would be like a whole to-do. So you want to do something that's like on the low, and maybe, I'd tell a couple of people, be like, hey, he's going to be here in 20 minutes. So if you can make it, you can make it. Because if you give people too much of a heads up, the word travels, and then everybody knows. So just try to do it on the creep, on the low, real quick. So Cooper Flagg, just Duke. I'm going to have to watch Duke basketball. Not a Duke fan. Obviously, I went to Santa Clara, so I'm a big Santa Clara fan. I did see a game there with some college buddies back in what year would that have been? Like 2012, 2013? I think it was right around New Year's. And that was fun. Kevin Foster from Santa Clara, who I think still has the 3-pointers record and maybe the points record at Santa Clara. He had his first dunk in a game ever, and we got to witness it at Cameron Indoor, going down the lane. This pretty sick play. Seth Curry was on that Duke team, among some other great players, and we didn't have the lead, but we kind of had him on the ropes at halftime. And then, of course, we were just the mid-major. A bunch of calls went their way. That's what happens. You're at Cameron Indoor. I mean, you got the Cameron Crazies right on top of you. Fun experience. It was like a wooden bleacher style. It's like a high school gym. If you like college basketball or basketball at all, I highly recommend going, taking a visit, walk around Krzyzewskiville in the morning. That's really cool. It was like a foggy morning, a lot of dew on the grass. That was cool to experience. Got some photos. So, yeah, Duke men's basketball. Probably not going to get a Cooper Flagg Duke jersey. Not going to happen. Not getting a Duke. Unless, I guess I would get one to hang if he signed one. I would get one to display. I'm not going to wear one. When he goes pro somewhere, I'll get his jersey then. So that's coming up. That's exciting. As far as the shop goes, I've just been kind of in startup mode, thinking of new ideas, changing up the hours a little bit, trying to just look at my sales trends and summary, because you can learn a lot. I'm telling you, Square, again, this is not a paid ad, but Square has helped me immensely. I can run it from my cell phone. I can run it from the computer. I've got the attachment to do like a swipe or a tap out in the wild. Like at Summerfest, I could take payments on the phone, just tap Apple Pay. And then here we've got the iPad, set up with the register. Everything's integrated, the newsletter, your website, all your sales from online and in person go in the same place. But I bring up Square, because I'm able to look at the data of the sales really easily. So I can see right now that like Wednesday is my slowest sales day, month over month, since we've been open in February. I kind of didn't count February because it was like the very first month and things were changing, but let's just say March until right now, basically end of August. So Wednesday's been the least amount of sales day. So hump day, maybe that's my chance to get a day off, because I don't have one, unless Tim is like, hey, I'll step in and take one for you, and that's awesome, but I need like a consistent one. And then, of course, I've been trying to give him Saturday off, but we keep having events. So if I could at least build in one day off where we both know we could take the day, or we could just have the doors closed and get some stuff done, I think that would be advantageous to both of us, and then still give him Saturday. So it's trying to get strategic about how we avoid burnout, because we've been here every single day since we opened. So a Wednesday closing day might not be the worst thing. Still open 6 days and gives us a chance to get stuff done. I'd probably use it as a content day. I'd sit here and just batch out videos and edits, and I got a lot of other YouTube things I want to do, so that might be what Wednesday's for. But look, I'm here. We could do like appointment only, and then you can still contact us. Like, we're still in here. We're just not open to the public, and with winter coming up, I see it being even less of an issue to be closed one day. But we're still doing business. We're still running the eBay. We're still getting after it. So that's a thought I had. And then sales are trending. Like, we're going to hit, I think, just above our last month's numbers, which were the best that we've had. So as a scrappy startup that has no direct accounts, we're figuring it out. We're finding a way. And we're really close to getting some direct accounts. And I've just been trying to hit up all my contacts. Tim's had a lot of great ideas as far as like online, how do we source stuff, marketplace. Like, we're thinking outside the box. What we're trying to do is make an excellent experience for the customer, and right now that just means we got to pull out all the stops, any favors we can think of, sell. We're just trying to sell at aggressive prices to keep it cash flowing and keep this thing afloat, get through this bottleneck. As soon as we get a direct account, things are going to change drastically. So we're almost there. We're right there. I think it's not worth stressing over. Nothing is, honestly. It's not that deep. I say that all the time. Like, it's just money. You got to be able to enjoy life. And I was talking to my brother last night. We usually have like a once a week, at least like an hour and a half, like catch up, state of the union family biz, our biz, life, and he brought up some good points about, just make sure you got that one day for recovery. You're going to need it. He was there. I mean, he's like, you're going to look up at the end of the year. He's like, I did for 4, 5, 6 years, all that work, and you got nothing really to show for it personally. Of course, he was taking like the minimum check he could take. And so I think the frustration for me is I'm dumping all of my time into this without getting a check. But this is my, again, 8th run at it. So that's normal for a startup. Like, I've gone to startups 18 months, didn't get a penny. I found other ways to make money on the side to keep the business going. And that's, kind of what I've done with Treasure Games. So I think we're close, because what I really love is that the business is profiting, just about breaking even, profiting, and trending up. So to be able to trend up without these guaranteed things that other shops have, and I'm not saying every other shop, but your typical shop that already has a direct account and all these things, all they've got to do, I'm making it sound simple, but in the simplest terms, all they have to do is get the product in and price it and put it on the shelves. If you've been established in your area, people know you do minimal marketing, and people just come in. They know, hey, that's the place that's got the new stuff. I'm trying to be the place that's got the new stuff all the time. And in the meantime, we got everything in between and new stuff here and there. Only had, I think, just the one person bring stuff in to buy yesterday. Some days there's a lot, and you kind of have to be on your toes. It's the one business where people feel like they can kind of haggle. And my buddy Matt and his son were in yesterday, and his son's not shy, but he's probably like 10 or 11, I don't know, 12. I don't really know. I can't tell how old these kids are now, but he was talking to me about, I like this card. Can I see this and that? And I was like, it's a $40 card. Do you want to make an offer? Like, there's some issues on the bottom. And I was trying to just teach him about, if you're at a show, you can show someone, the dealer, the card, and say, I see you have this at 50, but I also see some issues on the corners or the edge or the bottom. Would you take 40, 45, something like that? I wanted to plant that seed just so he would understand, if he was at a trade show, card show, flea market, that you can haggle some places. It's something you don't do at a Target or a Walmart or a big box store. The price is the price. It's retail. We are retail, but there's 5% of this little gray area where, I'll do a deal with you. If you got a stack of cards from the wall, I'm not going to be just, no, the price is the price. If you're going to spend $200, $300, I'll make you a deal. Even the friends and family, 10%, something like that. We'll figure it out. That was yesterday. So today, it's always more of the same. You're going to get a large, diverse group of people bringing us stuff to buy. We're going to sell some stuff. We're going to post some content. Just another day in the shop. The Cooper Flagg thing, though, I can't wait to watch him play a game. And I know college football is back. NFL might as well be back. Although the preseason just ended. Patriots, I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm not going to change my allegiance. I would never dream of that, but it's going to be a rough season. So let's see if we can pull out some wins, see some progress from Drake May. That's what I am hoping for this year. And it's sports all the time. We're going to watch the demise of the Red Sox because that's what we do. It's like a train wreck. Can't look away. I got to watch. It's the Sox. Die hard for life. And with that, I'm going to go have a huddle and get this day rolling. So thanks for watching and listening. And if you're in Scarborough, Maine, if you're in southern Maine, 370 US Route 1, right across from Land Rover, Double Play Collectibles. We're also online, doubleplaycode.com. You can buy stuff on there. You can buy our merch. And we have an eBay shop. Okay, eBay store links are in the description for all that. If you see something really cool and old, it is probably on our eBay store or signed. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.